delegation headed by His Excellency Mr. Gao Yunlong, Vice Chairman of Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, which shows the importance that is attached.
很高兴今天下午，由中国全国政协副主席高云龙率领的中国代表团也参加我们的开幕仪式，就充分证明了中国对于此次活动和我们机构的重视，以及中巴的理念是极为相近的。
This vision is also shared by the Pakistani leadership.
中巴两国领导人都非常重视中巴经济走廊框架下的合作。
We would like to start today's ceremony with the recitation of the Holy Quran.
那么首先呢，我希望我们能够唱诵一段可兰经。
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الرحمن الرحيم
who go astray.
May we all rise for our national anthems. Standing. Taking the first of its kind initiative to launch a people-to-people cooperation among all stakeholders, beneficiaries, and the public. We are celebrating the beginning of new friendships at the launch of the Friends of Silk Road.
推出了一个丝路之友俱乐部，创立是一个真诚合作，推动“一带一路”建设。
I would like to call upon Senator Mushahid Hussain Saeed, Chairman, Senate Foreign Affairs, to deliver his opening remarks and to introduce the concept of the Friends of Silk Road.
接下来介绍丝路之友俱乐部成立的宗旨和意义。
Sahib. He is the leader of the House representing the Prime Minister in the Senate, and he is chairing this session.
我们也非常感谢参议院执政党领袖能够莅临今天下午的活动。
I would also like to recognize, sitting on the podium, my good friend, Mr. Yao Jing, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China. He is a veteran of Pakistan and the region. He served here on 3 occasions. He served in Afghanistan and Delhi, and he knows Pakistan like the palm of his hand.
坐在主席台上的还有我的好朋友姚进大使。
Excellency Gao Yulong, you can see that today we have a very distinguished and diverse audience. Parliamentarians, members of parliament from all political parties and provinces of Pakistan. The business leaders of Pakistan. I recognize Mr. Achakzai, the president of the Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Business leaders.
在座的有巴基斯坦社会各界的人士，有来自各省代表各政党的议员和参议员，企业家代表，还有巴中巴基斯坦工商联的主席。
Senior government leaders, think tanks, scholars, students, professors, and intellectuals.
还有专家和学者。
We are gathered here at the launch of what we call the Friends of the Silk Road. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the Belt and Road Initiative, launched by President Xi Jinping 5 years ago, is without doubt the most important diplomatic and developmental initiative of the 21st century, including almost 70 countries of Asia, Africa, the Middle East, Europe, 70% of the world's population, 55% of the world's GDP, 25% of the world's trade is covered by these countries. And this is an initiative to revive the ancient Silk Road.
5年前，习主席提出的“一带一路”倡议是21世纪最重要的外交和发展倡议。该倡议涉及到世界各地，包括亚洲、非洲、欧洲和中东地区的70多个国家，全世界70%的人口，55%的 GDP 和25%的贸易。该倡议也是建立在古丝绸之路的基础之上的。
The Belt and Road Initiative includes 6 corridors, of which China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is the only bilateral corridor and the one which has yielded the most success as the flagship and the pilot project, with the early harvest projects of 22 in number, of which 9 have been completed and 13 are under completion.
“一带一路”倡议下辖60条经济走廊，其中中巴经济走廊是唯一的一条双边经济走廊，也是最成功的旗舰项目。我们已经进入了早期收获期。中巴经济走廊向下的22个合作项目，有9个已经完成，另外13个也接近完工。
Of these 70 countries, Pakistan is the only country which has a land and sea link with China, and the sea link is through the Gwadar port, which is the centerpiece of CPEC.
在“一带一路”倡议的70个成员国中，巴基斯坦是唯一一个既通过海路也通过陆路和中国进行合作的国家。那么在海洋的这个海路的合作呢，是通过瓜达尔港实现的，它也是中巴经济走廊最重要的项目。
2000 years ago, when the Silk Road started from the Chinese city of Xi'an, it covered what is parts of the Muslim world, parts of what is now Pakistan, and it went up to Europe. And you had travelers traversing on this, Buddhist monks, travelers like Marco Polo, and travelers like Ibn Battuta.
2000多年前的古丝绸之路从西安途经 现在的穆斯林国家，包括巴基斯坦，一直延伸到了欧洲。当时往来在丝绸之路上的有各国的商人、僧侣，还有像马可波罗这样的旅行家。
But this trade corridor, this route, this connectivity by land and sea was not just about trade and commerce and connectivity, it was also about culture, knowledge, and learning. And that is why a very famous hadith is attributed to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that seek knowledge even if you have to go to China.
这一条贸易通道，它不仅仅传播了商品和贸易，同时也促进了文化和知识的交流。所以，伟大的先知穆罕默德曾说，要到中国、到东方去学习知识。
The Friends of Silk Road is a new initiative, and it will be a people's platform bringing together parliamentarians, civil society, women, youth, media, business leaders, and other local communities who are benefiting from the fruits of the Belt and Road Initiative, particularly CPEC, which has seen Gawada Port being activated, the Thar Coal project being activated, and which has seen the solution to Pakistan's chronic energy crisis in a short span.
丝路之友俱乐部是一项新的倡议，搭建了民间合作和交往的平台，让议员、公民社会、青年、妇女、企业、媒体和地方社团，共同走到一起，推动“一带一路”倡议的建设，从中受益，尤其是推动中巴经济走廊的建设。在这个过程中，我们看到瓜达尔港已经开始运营，塔尔沙漠的煤矿也已经得到开采，巴基斯坦的能源紧张问题也得到了缓解。
That is why we call this initiative of the Friends of Silk Road revolving around 3 C's: corridors, culture, and connectivity. So it's also people to people, understanding and relationship. It's also about connecting cultures, continents, and countries.
我认为丝路之友俱乐部它的关键核心词可以称之为走廊、文化和联通，是为了增强我们的民心相通和文化交流互鉴。
And I want to make it very clear that CPEC is above party lines, above any government. It is a national strategic project on which there is a broad national consensus in Pakistan among all the political forces, among all the provinces, and among all segments of society, because they see it as a guarantor of a better tomorrow for Pakistan and its people.
中巴经济走廊已经成为巴基斯坦全国的共识，各个政党、政治力量、各省、社会各界和各界政府都坚定地支持这一全国性的战略倡议，因为它将会让巴基斯坦的未来更加美好，让巴基斯坦人民过上更美好的生活。
And that is why the Friends of Silk Road will involve activities where CPEC projects are located, for information dissemination, for involving the local communities. We are already planning an event on 1st of March in Gwadar. And one example of the success of CPEC, because there are a lot of women sitting here, and Chairman Mao used to say women hold half the sky. And also in Pakistan, women are leading. In Thar, which is one of the poorest districts of Pakistan, the women today are playing a proactive role because of CPEC, driving dumper trucks and heavy trucks and equipment. This is leading to the empowerment of women of Pakistan.
丝路之友俱乐部将在巴中经济走廊沿线的区域举办各种活动，加强人们对于中巴经济合作的认识，传播信息，加强沟通，另外还要动员民众， 我们已经计划3月1日在瓜达尔地区举办一场活动，因为瓜达尔港可以说是两国成功合作的典范。在座的有很多女性，毛主席曾经说过，妇女能顶半边天，巴基斯坦也需要女性发挥更大的力量。比如说在塔尔地区，这是巴基斯坦最贫穷的地区，现在已经有了很多女性的卡车司机，这些他们女性有了更多的就业，同时女性赋权、性别平等事业也有了进展。
The fruits of the BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, and its flagship and pilot project, the CPEC, are already evident to Pakistan and its people. We have seen dead projects like Gwadar Port and Tharkol revived. We have seen, as I mentioned, 70,000 Pakistani getting jobs in CPEC projects. We have seen the change of the image of Pakistan. The route from Quetta to Gwadar is now 8 hours. Previously, it was almost 2 days. And today, we also welcome investment from Gulf countries, from Saudi Arabia. And this is one of the fruits of CPEC, because when CPEC came, China reposed a vote of confidence in Pakistan and its people. At that time, we were struck by terrorism and violence. And it's a very positive initiative that they gave this. We welcome some more senators, Senator Shari Rahman Saiba and others. Please come over here. Yes. The parliament session has just ended, some of the sessions, so they have a warm welcome. Senator Javed Abbasi Sahab, aap bhi aa jaएं. Senator Shari Rahman Saiba, the chairman of the CPEC committee of the Senate. Senator Javed Abbasi Sahab, the chairman of the Law and Justice Parliamentary Committee. Thank you so much. I'd like to mention that the fruits of CPEC are already evident in a series of these projects. And this is one of the biggest success for China, for Pakistan, for CPEC, and for the BRI.
中巴经济走廊是“一带一路”倡议的旗舰项目，也是重要的成果。在这个项目在中巴经济走廊的框架下，我们看到有7万多名巴基斯坦人获得了就业。我们看到了瓜达尔港和塔尔煤矿项目成功实施，成功的经营。从奎达到瓜达尔港的公路也得到了翻新，以前需要路上开2天的路程，现在只需要8个小时。另外呢，中巴经济走廊也带动了海湾国家对巴的投资，因为中国对巴基斯坦的投资充分证明了中国对于巴基斯坦和巴基斯坦人民的信心。在中国开始对巴投资的时候，巴基斯坦受到了恐怖主义和暴力的威胁。那么现在我们的投资环境已经有所改善。
As I mentioned, the best of CPEC is yet to come. Have a seat in the front. Senator Azam Swati, Chairman of the Defense Committee, and he's a very strong defender of CPEC also. Thank you. Thank you. And CPEC is a strategic national project spread over 15 years, from 2015 to 2030. And it's the beginning of the early harvest projects, but there are other projects which are going to be underway. And the best of CPEC is yet to come, because a number of small and medium enterprises of China are going to be relocated in different countries of Asia. And Pakistan is one of the prime locations for that relocation of the small and medium enterprises, especially through the SEZs, the Special Economic Zones, of which there is current agreement on 3 of them, and the first one in Rashakai in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is already nearing completion. And then there's Dhabeji in Sindh and M3 Faisalabad. And I'm very happy that Hassan Daud is here, who is heading the CPEC projects in the planning ministry.
中巴经济走廊的时间跨度是15年，从2015年到2030年。我们现在呢已经看到一些项目进入了早期收获期。我相信它的未来会更加美好，因为随着当前产业转移的浪潮，未来会有更多的中国企业，包括中小型企业 向南亚、东南亚国家进行转移。那么，因为有了中巴经济走廊，有了巴基斯坦的经济特区，巴基斯坦将是接收这些产业和企业的理想目的地。
Finally, I would like to say the most important strategic significance of CPEC and a plus for Pakistan has been twofold. It has changed the image of Pakistan. Before CPEC, people were talking of a failing state, of problems of Pakistan. Today, Pakistan is part of the solution to key areas. And Pakistan's image is that of an investor-friendly, a tourism-friendly destination. And I can tell you that it is thanks to CPEC that today we see investment which we welcome coming from Saudi Arabia, from the United Arab Emirates, because Pakistan today is one country that is seen as pivotal in the region. And Saudi Arabia, inshallah, next week will be announcing the launch of the biggest oil refinery in Asia worth over $10 billion in Gwadar.
对于巴基斯坦来说，中巴经济走廊有双重重要的战略意义。首先，是它改变了巴基斯坦的形象。过去人们认为巴基斯坦是一个问题缠身的失败国家，而现在我们已经成为解决方案的一部分。我们中巴经济走廊也帮助巴基斯坦吸引到更多的外国投资。我们现在已经成为一个环境非常好的、公认的对投资者和游客都很友好的目的地。下周沙特王储将访问巴基斯坦，届时将宣布一项涉及到100亿美元金额的重要的项目。
And the second strategic significance of CPEC is that Pakistan today, thanks to CPEC, is at the hub of regional connectivity, part of what I call an emerging Greater South Asia, a geo-economic concept driven by economy, energy, ports, pipelines, roads and railways, including China, including South Asia, including West Asia countries like Afghanistan and Iran, and including the Gulf countries now with Saudi Arabia and UAE and Qatar. So a whole new world is opening up thanks to CPEC. And I would like to again thank our Chinese friends for reposing their, what I call the vote of confidence in Pakistan at a time when we needed that investment 5 years ago.
第二点呢，中巴经济走廊使巴基斯坦成为地区枢纽，因为通过各种各样的经济合作、能源、管道、港口、铁路、公路的连接，我们巴基斯坦已经成为一个涵盖中国、南亚和西亚乃至海湾国家这一广大区域的枢纽。所以我们也非常感谢5年以前中国到巴基斯坦来投资，实施中巴经济走廊的项目，这是充分展现了中国对巴基斯坦的信心。
I would like to end my speech with quotations from two great leaders, one of Pakistan, one of China.
最后我想引用2位中巴领导人曾经说过的话。
70 years ago, the founder of Pakistan, the father of the nation, the great leader Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was asked, what is the future of Pakistan? What is Pakistan's role? And this was published in January 1948 in America's Life magazine. It's in Google, you can find it. And he said, Pakistan is the pivot of the world, placed on the frontier where the future geopolitics of the world revolves. And the second quotation is from the great leader of China, Chairman Mao. When we talk of difficulties, when we talk of challenges, Chairman Mao said, and this is applying to the building of CPEC and the Belt and Road Initiative, nothing is hard in this world if you dare to scale the heights. So together, Pakistan and China will scale the heights, which may be the challenge is higher than the Karakorums or the Himalayas and the Hindu Kush, because we are iron brothers. It's a time-tested all-weather friendship, which inshallah has been further solidified and strengthened through the Belt and Road Initiative and CPEC and the Friends of Silk Road will take this friendship to new heights, inshallah. Thank you very much.
70年前，在1948年1月，《时代周刊》采访的时候，记者问他：“您怎么看待巴基斯坦的未来？怎么看待巴基斯坦未来在世界上扮演的作用？”他说：“巴基斯坦将是世界的枢纽，站在世界的前沿。”毛主席曾经说过：“世上无难事，只要肯攀登。”我想这2句话对于描述中巴经济走廊和中巴合作都是非常合适的。我们也期待着中巴经济走廊以及2国在“一带一路”倡议下的合作将会有更光辉的未来。丝路之友俱乐部也会在这个过程中发挥积极的作用。
Thank you, Senator Mushahid Hussain, for your
接下来有请中国全国政协副主席高云龙致辞。
尊敬的巴基斯坦参议院执政党领袖法拉茨先生，尊敬的巴中学会主席穆萨希德先生，还有尊敬的各位参议员、各位来宾。
Distinguished Leader of the Parliament, distinguished Mr. Mushahid, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
很高兴在春天这样一个美丽的季节率团访问巴基斯坦，也非常的感谢巴中学会邀请我来出席丝路之友俱乐部的首场活动。首先呢，我代表全国政协，代表全国工商联，对我们丝路之友俱乐部的首场活动的成功举办表示热烈的祝贺。
It gives me great pleasure to visit Pakistan in the beautiful season of spring, and I'd like to thank the Pakistan-China Institute for inviting me to the launching ceremony of the Friends of the Silk Road. I'd like to, on behalf of the CPEC and the All China Federation of Industry and Commerce, I'd like to extend warm congratulations to the establishment of the Friends of Silk Road.
这个当然我非常感谢刚刚我们穆萨希德先生的热情洋溢的致辞，他会促进我们巴中友谊的进一步的巩固，为我们这个中巴经济走廊的这个建设给我们提振了信心。
Thank you, Senator Mushahid Hussain, for your warm remarks, which is a great confidence booster for us in the future of the Belt and Road Initiative and in the development of CPEC.
中巴2国是全天候的战略伙伴，友好情谊深入人心。在中国，老百姓把巴基斯坦的兄弟亲切地称呼为“巴铁”。巴基斯坦人民常说：“中巴友谊比山高，比海深，比蜜甜。”
China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic cooperative partners, and our friendship is based on a strong public support. In China, the Chinese people always call Pakistan as iron friends, and Pakistani people often say that bilateral friendship is higher than mountains, deeper than the ocean, and sweeter than honey.
中巴建交60多年来，无论国际形势和2国国内发生什么变化，双方始终相互理解、相互信任、相互支持，开展了全方位各领域的合作，堪称国家间友好相处的典范。
Over the past 6 decades since the founding of diplomatic ties, our two countries have always been supporting each other, understanding each other, and trusting each other, despite the changes in the international situation and in our two countries. We enjoy comprehensive cooperation, and the friendship between our two countries are role models for all countries.
去年11月，贵国的总理在来华访问的时候， 与习近平同志进行了会谈，两国领导人就进一步加强中巴全天候战略伙伴关系，构建新时代更紧密的中巴命运共同体达成了共识，为中巴关系的发展指明了方向。
During Prime Minister Imran Khan's visit to China last year, he met with President Xi Jinping, and the two of them have reached consensus on further enhancing the China-Pakistan all-weather strategic cooperative partnership and building a closer China-Pakistan community of shared future. And this has set the course for the future development of bilateral relations.
两国共同发表了关于加强中巴全天候战略伙伴关系，打造新时代更紧密中巴命运共同体的联合声明，向外界发出中巴推动双边友好关系更好、更快发展的重要信号。这些都更加坚定了我们对中巴关系未来发展的信心和决心。
The two countries launched a joint communique on strengthening China-Pakistan all-weather strategic cooperative partnership and building closer China-Pakistan community of shared future in the new era, sending important messages to the outside world on the joint determination to further enhance our bilateral friendship.
女士们、先生们、朋友们，中国2013年提出“一带一路”倡议后，得到有关国家的积极响应、支持和参与。截至目前，已有100多个国家和国际组织同中国签署了合作协议。“一带一路”建设逐步从理念转化为行动，从愿景转化为现实，合作共赢的红利已初步显现。
The Belt and Road Initiative put forward by China in 2013 has been warmly received by countries, and over 100 countries and international organizations have signed cooperative agreement with China on the BRI. It is transforming from an idea into action, and we are seeing the benefits of win-win cooperation.
巴基斯坦是“一带一路”倡议的坚定支持者、积极参与者。中巴经济走廊是“一带一路”建设的旗舰工程。正式启动5年来，在双方的共同努力下，走廊建设已产生了积极的经济社会效益，初步迈入收获期。
Pakistan is a staunch supporter and active player of the Belt and Road Initiative, and the CPEC is the flagship project of the BRI. Over the past 5 years since its launch, thanks to our concerted efforts, CPEC has yielded a positive outcome and delivered benefits to our people.
正如刚刚穆萨希德先生所说，那么22个合作项目已经有9个已经完成，13个正在完成。那么总投资呢是190亿元，带动了巴基斯坦的经济增长有1至2个百分点，创造了7万多个就业机会。这些成果呢实实在在有目共睹。
As Mr. Mushahid Hussain said, of the 22 cooperation projects under CPEC, 9 of them have been completed and 13 are under construction. All of them involve cooperation, an investment of $19 billion. It has contributed to 1 to 2 percentage points of economic growth in Pakistan every year and created over 70,000 job opportunities.
当然，这些项目的建设的过程中，也难免产生这样或者那样的问题。那么，为了更好地推动这些项目的建设，那么我们需要我建议呢，我们做好以下几方面的工作。
It's only natural that there might be some problems or difficulties in the implementation of these projects. To improve our efforts, I'd like to put forward the following suggestions.
一是坚定合作信心，不要受到各种声音的干扰。在座的各位朋友，长期呢与中国打交道，也非常的了解中国的文化，因为我们的出发点是为了大家的共同的发展。
First, it's important for us to strengthen our confidence in our cooperation and refrain from the impacts and influence of outside noises. As you have been a long-term friends of China, you know quite well of China and China's cultures.
习近平主席呢指出，“一带一路”建设呢秉持的是共善共建共享的原则，而中国文化奉行的是大吉成人、天下为公，讲求以礼待人、合作共赢的一种理念。
President Xi Jinping has reiterated that the Belt and Road Initiative follows the principle of consultation and cooperation for joint benefits, and the Chinese culture honors the joint benefits and win-win cooperation.
就是中国提出“一带一路”的倡议，那目的呢是促进共赢，也并不为了谋求主导，也更不是为了一己之私。那么，中巴经济走廊的建设，针对的不是某些特定的区域或者特定的团体，而是面向整个的巴基斯坦国家，惠及全体人民。
The Belt and Road Initiative put forward for China was not for its own benefits, and nor is it a move to seek dominance. And the CPEC is not limited to certain groups or communities. It's open to all Pakistan and all Pakistani people.
所以说我非常赞成刚刚穆萨希德先生的这个演讲，我们要坚定信心，把这些项目呢给它继续的做好。
Therefore, I strongly agree with Senator Mushahid who's saying that we should be steadfast in carrying through these projects.
二是加快成果的转化。中方愿在走廊的框架下，与巴方开展更加紧密的务实合作，在切实加强能源、交通基础设施和重大产业项目规划，增强巴自身长期的这个竞争力的同时呢，进一步的推动走廊建设向社会民生领域倾斜，带动走廊的沿线的民生的发展和人民生活水平的提高，那么提升巴基斯坦的民众的获得感。
Second, we should speed up our efforts to deliver more benefits to the people. China is willing to conduct more practical cooperation and closer cooperation with Pakistan under CPEC and enhance our, in particular in areas of energy, transportation, infrastructure, and major industries. At the same time, I think we should give more focus to the projects that aims to improve people's livelihood, so that our efforts will tangibly improve people's livelihood.
三是深化人文交流，中巴两国的战略关系不断深化，离不开两国民众的相互了解与认同。那么目前呢，有超过2万名的巴基斯坦的留学生在中国学习生活。近年来呢，我们中国和平发展基金会、中国红十字基金会、全国人民友好协会等一大批的社会组织都来到巴基斯坦，与巴政府和民间机构携手，那么开展了援建学校、医疗站、光明行等等工作。
Thirdly, it's important for us to deepen people-to-people exchanges. The progress of China-Pakistan strategic relations cannot be realized without the mutual understanding of the two peoples. And now there are over 20,000 Pakistani students studying in China, and in recent years, a number of Chinese social organizations such as the China Foundation for Peace and Development and China Red Cross Foundation have come to Pakistan and worked with their counterparts and the Pakistani government in building schools, medical centers, and carrying out pro bono surgical operations for the people.
所以说呢，我希望有这个进一步的加强民间的交流，包括我们中国和平发展基金会，我们可以组织更多的人员来到巴基斯坦， 我们也希望呢，巴基斯坦有更多的人能够到中国去学习访问。
We look forward to closer people-to-people exchanges. We will encourage more Chinese social organizations to come to Pakistan, and we are ready to welcome more Pakistani people to China.
当然了，我也可以动员我们全国工商联的这个企业家来到巴基斯坦来寻求伙伴，开展合作，与兄弟的巴基斯坦人民一起共谋社会发展，共创美好生活。
And I'm willing to encourage more members of All China Federation of Industry and Commerce to come to invest and do business here in Pakistan, to work together with Pakistani people for a better life.
女士们、先生们、朋友们，
Ladies and gentlemen, friends,
中国人说日久见人心，
in China we always say that time will tell who is your true friend.
中巴双方的相互信任是在长期的相互支持、相互理解中凝练而成，经过了时间和国际风云变幻的考验，比金子还要珍贵。中国人民珍视这样的情谊，希望与巴方共同努力，让中巴友谊永远传承、发扬光大。
The China-Pakistan friendship is forged through mutual understanding and mutual support. It has stood the test of changing circumstances in the world. It is more valuable than the gold, and the Chinese people greatly cherishes this friendship, and we hope it will go from strength to strength.
最后呢，我要感谢巴中学会主席穆萨希达先生，为中巴双方的深入交流搭建了这么好的平台。作为丝路自由俱乐部首场活动的嘉宾，我感到非常的荣幸。
On a final note, I'd like to thank Chairman Mujahid Hussain of the PCI for building such a good platform for the people-to-people exchanges between the two countries. As a guest of the Friends of the Silk Road, I'm very honored to be here.
相信呢，丝路自由俱乐部的设立能够为中巴各界友好人士提供更好的互动空间，激发交流热情，凝聚智慧共识，为促进中巴全天候战略伙伴关系发展贡献更大的力量。
I'm confident that the Friends of the Silk Road will provide a sound platform for the friendly exchanges between the people of all walks of life from China and Pakistan, and encourage our cooperation and pour wisdom to
His Excellency the Chinese Ambassador, Senator Mushahid Hussain. I just saw Chairperson for CPEC Committee in Senate, Madam Shadi Rahman, distinguished and Senator Shibli Faraz, Leader of the House in the Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a privilege to be here today, and I, at the outside, must apologize that I could not be here earlier throughout the session, as we were having our Federal Cabinet meeting in progress.
中国政协副主席高云龙阁下、姚静大使、穆沙希德参议员、执政党领袖、女士们、先生们、各位来宾，我非常荣幸、非常高兴能够参加丝路之友俱乐部的启动仪式。很抱歉，因为参加那个会议我迟到了一会儿。
I must add a note of appreciation to Pakistan-China Institute for launching this initiative of Friends of Silk Road.
感谢巴中学会创立丝路之友俱乐部。
The visionary concept of BRI by President Xi, which will reshape the 21st century as a century of geoeconomics and regional connectivity.
习主席提出的一带一路倡议富有远见，将会重塑21世纪的 地缘战略格局和地区联通格局。
And in that larger framework, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is the icon of that initiative.
中巴经济走廊是“一带一路”倡议这一宏伟倡议的标志性项目。
Let me also say that China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is above governments, is above political divide in Pakistan, and above a regional divide in Pakistan.
中巴经济走廊也已经成为巴基斯坦所有政党历任政府和所有地区的共识。
And the first phase of CPEC, which was instrumental in bringing in the much needed infrastructure development in Pakistan, especially in the sector of energy. Pakistan 5 years ago was energy deficient, and with the circular debt that we had inherited, most of the countries, foreign investors were shying away for investing in this sector. And it is this CPEC platform which provided that investment. And today, Pakistan has its energy needs to take off for the much needed economic growth.
在中巴经济走廊项目之下，巴基斯坦的基础设施得到了巨大的改善，这也是巴基斯坦人民迫切需要的，尤其是解决了我们长期的电力和能源短缺的问题。5年前，因为巴基斯坦的电力短缺，没有国家愿意来这儿投资，而现在，我们已经有了一个很好的平台，可以吸引更多的外国投资。
But in order to truly harness the potential what CPEC offers for both the countries, we are committed to broadening the base of CPEC and hastening the pace of CPEC.
为了使中巴两国更充分地享受中巴经济走廊带来的成果和益处，我们应该进一步加强中巴经济走廊的建设，使其基础更为稳固。
In this very spirit, the last JCC, which took place on 20th of December in Beijing, we decided that
在去年12月20日在北京举行的中巴合作联委会的会议上，我们一致决定，2019年将是中巴两国的工业合作之年。
Pakistan and China signed an MOU and further exports to other global markets. So the biggest challenge which we have in years to come in the short term is our current account deficit, which can only be bridged through increased exports. So under CPEC, the industrial cooperation, whereas one economy has 4.2 trillion of global trade, and the other economy has 80 billion only of global trade. So the potential of this synergy, if our policies and if the private sector comes forward, government makes policies on emergency basis, and we create that pull factor, and the Chinese policymakers create the push factor. I can assure you, under CPEC industrial cooperation, Pakistan's trade deficit can easily be addressed in the next 3 years.
有请参议院执政党领袖致辞。
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. Gao, Honorable Gao, Excellency Ambassador of China, Mushahid Hussain Saab, and our Minister for Planning Development, Mr. Khusro Bakhtiyar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, parliamentarians. Though I was not expected to make a speech here, nevertheless, I've been asked to. Well, it's always a great privilege and a blessing to have a good neighbor, both at the individual level as well as at the country level. Now, we have been that way extremely lucky, and some of our elders, especially I must mention the name of Mr. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, in whose time the relationship between Pakistan and China developed into a solid relationship. Well, we have probably the Chinese leadership, starting from Chairman Mao, Mr. Deng Xiaoping, and to President Xi. They have been extremely lucky that way, that apart from the great history and the civilization, one of the oldest civilization in the human history, they have had such visionary leaders who have taken China, the most populous nation in the world. They not only brought,
张一龙主席、杨静大使、清华发展部长、各位阁下、女士们、先生们，我非常荣幸能够与来自友好邻国的朋友们共聚一堂。我也想追溯一下两国友好的这个历史。从毛主席、邓小平同志到习主席都发挥了巨大的作用，在70年代不脱担任巴基斯坦总理期间，切实推动了他为两国关系的发展做出了巨大的贡献。巴中两国拥有世界上最古老的文明，而同时我们也有富有智慧和远见的领导人，共同努力推动两国友好关系的不断发展。中国是世界上人口最大的国家，有悠久的历史和传统的文明。可以说，在历史长河上，整个历史长河中，巴中两国的关系是独一无二的，因为我们的关系一直友好，而且一直不断向前发展，不断加强。
The CPEC project obviously is one of the unique projects that that has been seen in the recent past when it comes to infrastructure development. And unfortunately, the CPEC project, which is one of the most impressive projects in recent history, we have been unfortunately in the past, although having experience of being member of the CPEC committee, parliamentary committee, unfortunately we were not explained well the benefits or the scope of this great project. Now that we are in the government, obviously we have had the opportunity of knowing the project more, understanding the project more, but at a government level and at the parliamentary level. I think that the challenge would be, or is, which inshallah our government is going to fulfill, and that is that we would like the CPEC project to be very well understood by the common people, by the people who really matter, in the sense that the project is for the people of Pakistan, and we would like this project to be more well understood, because due to very minor, I would say not disagreements, but I would say that disinformation was obviously spread around, which is not true. And obviously there are many other people in the region who are not very happy about this project. So we need to understand this project more. And we also have to now make this project, which it is, I think, entering into its, apart from the early harvest projects. Now we're getting into phase where really, especially the special economic zones and other such projects, the railway project, the special economic zones, I think that the people of Pakistan, the real people of Pakistan will start benefiting from these projects. Our businesses will start benefiting from these projects, and especially the SME sector, as it has been mentioned, will benefit from these special economic zones. And we also hope that on the agriculture side and on the export side, because Pakistan unfortunately has just one main product, and that is the textiles. Now, textiles comprises of 65% of our exports, which is very, very dangerous. What we can achieve through CPEC project is that we don't want this project to be just a transit route. We want that, our country should benefit from the infrastructure that is available for its products to be exported. And we also need help of our Chinese friends who have been so kind to us all throughout, be it the defense, be it our commercial activities, be it other helps and cooperation apart from the diplomatic support that they have given us at the international forums. We would like that we diversify our exports, not only in textile, where we have to have a value addition into our textile products, but also we would like to increase the size of our engineering goods exports, because at the moment it's just 1% of our exports. Sorry, I forgot that she has to translate.
Thank you. I now request.
Bon Mubarak ho, we welcome this. This is the Friend of Silk Road Plan, and this is a new initiative.
भाईजान बैठ जाए नीचे.
Thank you, sir. आप announce कर दें. These guests will leave, but others will stay on for the session.
Our guests who were over at the table will be leaving. Please make some room, but the rest of you, please stay seated. We have a roundtable discussion.
Excuse me.